Hello everybody, this is the Daydreamer with Daydreams and Nightmares, and this is my video entry into Airborne Sapper comic fans 200 subscriber create your own contest, or create your own contest. He's asking that you're 18 plus, sub to a list of new YouTubers, and I am actually subbed to every one of them, and he wants everybody to make a video. And then there is a series of 8 different things that he's asking related to your con that you're creating. And I've got a cheat sheet right here in front of me. Let's see. Number 1, name your con. My 2 hugest franchises that I enjoy collecting things for is Doctor Who and Firefly Serenity. So we're going to start off by calling it Whovians, Browncoats, Daydreamers, and More convention. So obviously with Whovians and Browncoats, the headliners are going to be, and casts are going to be, primarily from Doctor Who and from Firefly. The 2 headliners, which is question number 2, is going to be David Tennant, who is one of my favorite current doctors from the current run of Doctor Who. And then in a classic Doctor Who, I would like to see Tom Baker, the 4th Doctor, who is actually still around, still with us, and still going to different conventions as well. Number 3 is name 3 artists or writers that you'd like to go to your convention. For me, I've said it in a lot of my comic book reviews, my favorite storyline, my favorite writer, my favorite character, it seems getting old to say it over and over again, but is Sandman and Neil Gaiman. And not only does Neil Gaiman write for comics, he also writes for TV. He's even written for Doctor Who. And also he is he's written books, novels, movies, comic books, TV show scripts, all across the board. He's been involved in all different forms of media. Is a great writer with a great imagination, and would love to meet him and just sit down and talk. My favorite comic book artist is probably Todd McFarlane. With Spider-Man and Spawn and other things that he's been involved in with the X-Men and New Mutants and those. He said he's one I would love to get a chance to meet as well. And then kind of out of left field here, I am a huge horror fan, and one of my favorite horror movies is Aliens. As far as I'm concerned, it's a sci-fi horror. And the artist that helped create and design the aliens for that, and if you've ever seen his artwork, H.R. Geiger is another one of those that just has an incredible imaginative mind, and the things that he draws and creates is quite interesting as well. He's no longer with us though, and I know this was Dead or Alive, so H.R. Geiger would be one I'd want to meet as well for the con that I'd be creating. And number 4, what movie cast? I was gonna go. Well, how about this? I have 2 favorite shows, and they're both based on TV shows, but one of them was turned into a movie, so I get kind of out of the pinch of trying to decide which TV show by saying that I would like to see the cast of Serenity, which was the movie made from the cast from Firefly, the TV show. I would love to see everybody there, all the actors there, Nathan Fillion and Julie Strait and Jewel Strait, sorry, and all the other cast members that are part of that franchise, and they've all been in different realms of sci-fi and fantasy as well, and that's pretty much what my whole con would revolve around, would be science fiction and fantasy all around, with these people being the headliners as well. And that would allow me as a TV show, which is the next one, to bring in all kinds of folks from Doctor Who, from all the different companions, all the different doctors, all the different creatures and critters and everything involved in that. And that show has been around for my entire life and has spawned all kinds of other shows like Torchwood and it's kind of a cultural phenomenon over in England. But yeah, that would be who I'd want as a TV cast as well. What wrestler would show up? I'm going to go with the DOA answer here as well, Dead or Alive. I think that, well, how about this? One of my favorite fantasy movies growing up was actually Princess Bride, and Andre the Giant was in that movie. Really loved his character and his role in that movie. And he was a pro wrestler back in the old school days when I actually watched it when it was the WWF. And whole different character from him in his wrestling world versus the one that you saw off screen. And he was when he wasn't being the fierce wrestler that he was on WWF, he was a gentle giant, and I really did enjoy watching him in the Princess Bride, and I think he would fit in really well in a sci-fi fantasy con for just that reason. What band or artist would play? That's number 7. I actually went through and looked and saw what different, throughout the years of Doctor Who, since it's the headliners of my show are going to be 2 former doctors. I wanted to see what different music may have been featured in Doctor Who. And believe it or not, if we're going to go Dead or Alive on this as well, because we would need all 4 of the Beatles, have been featured in the early years of Doctor Who. You've also had Queen, and you've also had Adele featured in Doctor Who throughout the years. So those would be kind of interesting. Like I said, great music from Queen and the Beatles and Adele as well. And to actually have the tie-in to Doctor Who as well is great. And then create your own con exclusive pop. And that would be another one too that would be fairly easy for me to figure out, because there is so much history with Doctor Who, and a lot of the pops that are currently out there are only from the current run of the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th Doctors, the reboot of Doctor Who, and they've only put out one pop, well, different versions of the 4th Doctor. Tom Baker would be my other headliner. They put out a few variations of his, but Doctors 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8 aren't represented at all, and there's a number of creatures of the week or whatever it was in the Doctor Who show that haven't been represented either. So there's a ton of material that they can work with. Also, since it's also going to feature Firefly at the con, I thought it might be a fitting tribute to actually make because I don't believe they've made one yet, is a pop for the Firefly character of Shepherd Book. Ron Glass just passed away this last year, and I think that would be a nice one to add to the pool of pops that are available for Firefly. Because right now I think there's only 4 characters that you can actually collect, or 5. They just added Wash. So yeah, it's Zoe, Wash, Kaylee, Jane, and Captain Reynolds. Is that everybody? Yes. So you don't have River or her brother or Shepherd Book or Nara or any of those that are in the Funko Pop form yet, and I think it would be actually kind of neat to actually, if they're thinking of doing it, since he just passed his way. I know there's a lot of talk about everybody's getting excited about trying to get a hold of the Princess Leia one from the Star Wars because of her recent passing, but I know Ron Glass just passed away as well, and making a Shepherd Book exclusive con pop would be great as well. But yeah, I hope that answers your questions. I hope this isn't too long as well. But that would be my con for Hoovians, Browncoats, Daydreamers, and more. Uh, and I hope everybody enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit like. Subscribe if you want to watch more. Feel free to leave any feedback down below or comments. And thank you for watching.